to live stream the meeting as we speak. Let's see.
53. My God.
I know, episode 53, pretty crazy, isn't
Now
it?
the post office just texted me. You have 7 boxes.
Great, just in time for you to go pick them up in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna go live on Pick Our Brains.
Okay, guys, live. Max is taking us to the post office to pick up. Did they tell you how many boxes you have?
7.
Seven. Okay.
No, we're not
uh,
going live.
no. But it would have been ideal if they would text you this morning. So will you go tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, no, they said they'll be open for me till 7 p.m.
Okay.
My
Welcome,
my time.
everybody. Episode 53 of Pick Our Brains. I am one of your hosts, Kent, Animal Vet 52 on eBay and whatnot. I have a bookstore in Marshfield, Wisconsin called KG's Unique Rare and Antique Books. And who are you?
I'm Common Ground Finds,
Okay.
aka Max, aka the Paper Gold Guy, aka the guy who talks to Ken too many times a day,
Yeah.
the Pick Our Brains guy. Um, and I know this for a fact, and you have a very interesting story that happened to you over the weekend.
Yes.
And you actually very much impressed me by your detective skills. Part of this story is very gross of human nature, but it's also very exciting. And I cannot wait to see what the people think of it.
Well, should we wait a few minutes for people to
Yeah.
swarm on in? Have we talked? Did last? No, we didn't do a show last week. Um, but did we haven't talked about your big sale on Pick Our Brains yet, have we?
No, no, no. We hinted at it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you want to do that a little later in the show? Or you
I
want to
don't think
start
I
with
don't
a
think we're
little?
live yet. Are we live? Because it's not coming
Yeah,
up on my transmission.
yeah, we're live. You might have to
Oh, there we are.
go
Okay,
up.
I got it.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. We got a couple people in the chat. We have Scruffy Huffy One, who I believe that's Jeremy, right?
Jeremy Hoff in the pack.
Yep. And then we have Junkman, who we don't know who exactly Junkman is.
I know who Junkman is. I'm not telling you.
No, it's a secret. I don't think either of us had any idea. I don't even know if we know where he or she is from. Redbooks USA has a question for you in the chat.
Okay, I can't see the chat. I don't know why. Sometimes I can see the chat. So you'll have
Well,
to
Art
read it to me.
says, did you extend your Monday show, Max?
Did I extend it? Oh, did I go longer? Is that what he's
Yeah,
asking?
your show today.
I if you looked at my title today, it said early birds lurking. So that when I say early birds lurking, it means I'm coming in early and I want to see who my dedicated people are.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed a pattern with Max, he has been starting all of his shows about 15 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour early randomly. So, yeah, I told him he should maybe just move the schedule up and start it at like a time that it says it's going to start. But yeah, I mean, you still, that's the thing is like, you don't even need to schedule your show. You like me and you could do a pop-up right now and get 20, 30, 40 people
Mhm.
watching and sell a bunch of books. I think it helps to give people an idea of when you're starting or what you're going to be selling, but you don't have to.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna say something to you. There was a time when I was just a year into whatnot, and you were just getting into it, and you and I both would share our shows like we were addicts,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get repeat buyers, trying to find new buyers, just trying to really see what this platform could be about. And I would always go in 20 minutes early to all my shows to chit chat and also to share the show with. I mean, if you remember, Ken, you and I would have lists, lists of former buyers, and we would just go down the list and share the show with them,
Mm-hmm.
hoping they would come in, hoping we can build an audience, hoping we can build a foundation. And you weaned off that a lot quicker than I did, and I maintained doing that for a long time. But I don't really much do it anymore. But I do like to go in early and start a show because I'm very curious to see who are the people, who are the followers that are coming in that they want to be a part of your life, and
Yeah.
that is very interesting and very emotional to me. I love selling books to people. I love hunting them just like you do, but I think that both you and I, in all transparency, have gotten the biggest kick out of what Whatnot has become in the past year. You and I never saw this coming. We struggled through shows that we were lucky to get 20 people early on, lucky
Hmm.
to get it. Um, and so it doesn't go by me any day of the year how grateful I am to the Whatnot audience and the work that you and I both put in behind the scenes to grow our similar and our different loyal. There's some people that like me more than you, and a lot of people that like you more than me, and then there's a whole Venn diagram in the middle
Yeah.
that like
Hmm.
us both.
Yeah.
um
And I will say, like, it's very similar to other platforms to broaden this out a little bit,
mhm,
is like it makes sense. Like I keep all of these scraps of paper when I write a buyer's name down and start a pile, I keep all of those scraps of paper because this is like all this is what is instead of making a physical list, is these are all my
mhm,
buyers for the last show. And it makes sense if you're doing a show that you want to promote is to reach out to all your previous customers and say, hey, go check out my future show. And just remind them that, hey, by the way, I'm still selling books. Don't forget about my books. And you do this, you have a similar hack with
mhm.
eBay. I don't know if you want to share that. Um,
Well, I
but
mean, I
basically,
know we've talked about it on this platform before. I know we've talked about the max hack, but we'll let that go for later on. I
yeah.
mean, because I
But similar,
definitely.
I'm just saying, similar to whether you own a bookstore
Mhm,
or you're selling on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, or like some local customer that you've had, just to reach out to them because it's easier to maintain your customers than to find new customers, to build relationships and
mhm.
keep customers going.
Right.
There's people all the time that reach out to me like, hey, by the way, I have this set. Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? And actually, I'm a pretty aggressive buyer to the point where I'm reaching out to certain booksellers. There's one in Ohio that I'm like, every few weeks I send him a message like, hey, do you have anything new for me? And he
Hmm.
usually does, and I usually buy it. So, uh, I mean, similar to other platforms and like your local bookstore people, it makes sense to reach out to previous customers and just knock on their door or remind them that, hey, I'm here if you want to buy
Right.
some stuff.
But it it doesn't miss me the idea that this is social media book selling.
Hmm.
And if you and I make an Instagram post and we get a like, we may know who that person is, but maybe mostly we don't know who that person is who likes our post. But the beauty of Whatnot, you really get to get intimate with the buyers. You really get to know the type of things they like.
Hmm.
You get to know what they're going to bid on. And developing those relationships. Whether I don't have a physical bookstore like you, but being here at this table and selling on Whatnot makes me feel like I'm at a counter at a bookstore, and all of my favorite customers are coming in, and I get to hang out with them for an hour or two.
Yeah,
It's
it really
it's
is
the
a cool
greatest feeling.
community where
Yeah.
you get to meet people and stuff. And actually,
Yeah.
there's a ton of overlap between the Whatnot audience and the Instagram audience
Mhm.
because a lot of those people have the exact same names over on Instagram, and same with YouTube. And that's one thing. Maybe next week we should talk about using social media to promote your eBay and your Whatnot and all of that stuff, your local bookstores,
Right.
because I've spent years building those platforms that, like, whenever I post a cool book on YouTube or Instagram, I'm getting messages saying like, "Hey, is this for sale?" or "How much do you want for this?" or "When are you going to be auctioning off this?" Um, and I think anyone that is in any sort of business, they need to have, I would say, at a minimum, an Instagram and Facebook page. You could do a TikTok. I don't know if TikTok is going to. It probably does drum you up some business. You have a TikTok, I
Mhm.
think. And then YouTube is definitely a much slower platform to grow. But yeah, why not? Even if you make one video a month on YouTube, I think it's worth it to get your name out there and start building your platform
I
now.
gotta hold on 1 second.
Okay. And
Keep
then
talking.
in 1 minute, we're going to get back to my crazy story. As you can see, the title is The Bookstore Was Robbed. Someone stole a book from me. So we're going to get to that story in 1 minute. But yeah, I've And Instagram is probably the easiest one if you put in work to get new followers. Basically, you can start an account and you can just post pictures of cool books you bought, stuff in your own collection, stuff you're going to be selling on eBay or whatnot, or stuff that's listed. Or I know there's a lot of booksellers on Instagram that do like Instagram specific sales and offer books to their Instagram audience first. And that's a great way to build that audience. Welcome in, Treasured Tomes. How are you? Howdy, howdy. Very Paul Simon song esque. Absolutely. And Scruffy Huffy says, dedicated person. We appreciate you. Scruffy Huffy. What are you up to, Max?
The post office just texted me, said they dropped off some boxes for me. So it's raining outside. I wanted to make sure I got them out of the rain.
Perfect. Well, should we get to my story?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was Saturday night after, the bookstore was open from 10 to 6, and I did a whatnot show from 5 to 6, the last hour of the store being open. And I was done and I closed the store down at 6 o'clock, and I would like went down my back hallway, and I had a little miniature Bible sitting on a stack of books, and
Do
it
you not
wasn't
have it
there.
with you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
This is the Bible that was stolen. I got it back, so you're gonna hear my detective skills right here. So this book was on a stack of my new arrivals. I made a YouTube video about it last week, and it was still there in the hallway. Which, if you don't know, like my front half of the building is my store, and then there's a hallway that goes back to the storage rooms and stuff back here where I am now. And this book was like sitting on a pile in that hallway, which is dark. The lights are off. People can wander down, and like it's just I have shelves lining it with stuff, and sometimes people bring out stuff and say like, "Is this for sale?" or whatever. Um, so I noticed that book was missing, and I dug around it, and I'm like, okay, like I don't think there's any chance I moved it. I look, people rearrange stuff at bookstores, so like sometimes they'll take a book out of a display case and put it somewhere else. So I'm like, okay, like I searched for like 20 minutes to figure out like, did it just get misplaced? Did it fall off the
You
shelf or
you did
something?
call me. You did call me.
Yeah, I called you. So I was thinking, like, I'm like, okay, it's gone. Someone stole it. It's very, very, extremely easy to steal a 1 inch book. So it was stupid of me to leave it back there.
Or lose. You could have just
Yeah,
lost it.
yeah, but I knew exactly where it was, and I knew on the pile it should have been. So it was. I mean, it was a miracle I even noticed it was missing. But I'm like, okay, someone probably stole it. It walked off. So I'm racking my brain to think of like what customers were at the bookstore that day. And like, there was a guy that bought a pile of sci-fi books. There was a young couple. There was a young lady that didn't buy anything. And I'm like racking my brain. And it clicked that like there was one woman and a kid, like a elementary age kid. So I'm like, okay, well, like it was probably the kid. I figured a kid would have, you know, had some loose
My friend
morals and
laughed at me for
stole.
buying this.
Uh-oh.
Me where
All right.
Ads.
I have some theme music for you.
Okay. So I I'm like, okay, well, it was probably this little kid. Some Pink Panther theme music. Thank you. Thank you.
Expected so.
You're gonna get me demonetized on this video now. Thank you. That's okay. So I'm like, okay, it was probably this kid. And luckily, like most of my customers, I know their names, but I like don't know where they live or their phone numbers or anything. But it was weird because this woman that came in with her kid, she I sold a book for her. She wrote a little children's book, and I sold a copy. So I had her name and number written down so I could call her when I sold it. Um, so I knew her name. So I called her and left a message. She didn't answer. So I said, "Hey, it's Ken from the bookstore. Like, please give me a call." Called her a couple more times. Like I'm frantic to get this book back. I paid a lot of money for it. So
Don't say her name though. Don't say her name.
no, I'm not gonna call her out to give any crazy details. So then the fourth time I called, she answered, and I'm like, "Hey, it's Ken from the bookstore." So there was like a little book in my back hallway that went missing. And right away she admitted, she's like, "Yeah, I have it. I'm sorry. I'll bring it back." And I'm like, "Okay, bring it back tonight." And she's like, "Well, like it was like negative 13 degrees." She's like, "I'll bring it back tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yes, bring it back tomorrow." So actually during my whatnot show yesterday, I got a call, and she said she left it in the mailbox in front of the store. So I got it back. But it was just crazy that like the fact that it was a customer that I sold a book for, A, B, that I knew her name and number and everything. And like, if it was any of the other customers that day, I have no idea who they are, where they're from, or wouldn't have been able to reach out to them. So it would have been lost forever.
Did
Um,
she think that did she think she was caught by camera because she gave up the fact that she had it without you
instantly. Yeah.
insinuating that you had her on camera?
I think I mean, so I thought it was her son, but now I think it was probably her that stole it. It definitely was her that stole it. Um, so I assume when she got a call from me after she stole a book from me that day, she knew why I was calling. You know, I've never called her before this incident. Um, but yeah, it was just weird that like A, I noticed it right away, and B, it was like someone that I knew and was able to get a hold of.
But I know you mentioned this. Why it's such a small book? Why wouldn't you just put it in a drawer or something?
Well, I've never and actually someone asked me last week if I think any books have been stolen at the bookstore. And like I have display cases that are unlocked and people can
Mhm.
go in and like I might not even notice ever if a book was stolen out of my display cases. And it'd be pretty easy for them to slip it in there. You know, people bring in purses and backpacks all the time. So they definitely could steal some high dollar books. And it was stupid of me to leave. Like I paid $300. I'll show you guys what it is in a minute. I paid $300 for it like a week ago, well, 2 weeks ago. And it was just so easy to steal. I've never really thought like leaving books out, there was a possibility of them getting stolen. I know books do get stolen all the time from libraries and museums and bookstores, I
And
suppose,
bookstores,
but
yeah.
yeah,
Bookstores.
I never thought it was really a possibility.
Yeah, I knew a guy years ago who he would scan books on at Barnes and Noble. He would
Hmm.
scan the barcodes at Barnes and Noble, and then when they sold, he would steal them
Oh
for
no,
Amazon. For
I thought
Amazon.
you were saying he was gonna buy
No,
them.
no, no, no. He would no.
Well, you sent me an Instagram reel a couple weeks ago about someone. I think it was at Target. There was a microphone,
Hmm.
and it was on clearance at Target, and he listed it on Amazon. And
Yeah,
then when it sold, he went back to Target and bought it, which
but
is a
he hit
risky.
it. He hit it.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
hit it, which was dirty.
yeah.
But like, it was a risky move. Like, if you do that and it sells on Amazon, and then you go back and it's gone, like you're shit out
Mhm.
of luck. But I mean, I suppose there's nothing. It's similar, I suppose, when I went to a bookstore up north, about a month ago. There was a book set that he offered to me for a certain price with I think he called it like first right of refusal or something like that, where
Right,
if
right.
if I have it for a year and it doesn't sell, he will buy it back for me at the price I paid. So basically borrowing people's inventory, or it's basically consignment, I guess. If it sells and I can make a profit, great. But if it doesn't, like I get to return it. Which is an interesting way to do things. I don't know. We got some questions. Junkman said, "On camera, will there be public shaming?" No, no public shaming besides talking about it right here. I'm not going to call her out or call the police or anything for a $300 book. But other people are asking, is she banished or banned? Yep, yep. I told her, do not ever come back. So, uh, and no, it wasn't on camera. I probably shouldn't say this. There's cameras at the doors, and then there's one camera in the front of the bookstore. I'm going to set up some other cameras in the bookstore though, especially now that, well, and the problem is I never thought like people would be stealing books. Like, I mean, I don't know. Didn't think that was a,
I have four cameras on the exterior of my house. I have a camera on every wall,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm not a bookstore.
Mhm. I know, but I didn't like, I don't know. I suppose people could come steal books and sell them and make a bunch of money or keep them for themselves, but I don't know. I did.
Booksaholics.
Yep, yep. Oh, Treasure Tomes is Forest. So gotta remember that, Max.
We'll put it in our our list.
Junkman says back to the bedroom. Yep, this book is going in the safe. Max doesn't like my safes, but that's where it's going. It's getting locked in the safe. One of them. Our rare,
Is it a mini safe?
no, I don't have any mini safes. Uh, Rare Books USA says it's always the pieces people closest to you. Yep, it's always people like you know or that know you and know your situation that are gonna rob you. That's why if you go on vacation, don't tell people because then they're gonna steal your
Yeah,
books.
don't make a YouTube video. Say I'm going on vacation next week, and then you wonder why when you come home you were robbed.
Yep. Scruffy Huffy says I'm taking it all when I come visit. I think he's planning on a trip to central Wisconsin here when when the ice thaws and
Lock
we
up the books.
locking them up. No, no, bring the cash. I will sell you everything I own. Just bring some cash. It's all for sale.
You would never sell everything you own.
I think about if I could send it all to an auction house and like pay off my mortgage or something. It's crossed my mind. I don't know if I might have enough to pay off the mortgage. But do you
Then,
want to see?
then why wouldn't you
Hmm. Then what am I gonna do with my life when my mortgage is paid off?
run a bookstore?
I know, but I told you this, like my mortgage is like literally less than one of the books I bought for myself the other day. So it's my book buying budget. If I could get my book buying budget down, I could relax and kind of coast for a while, but I can't get my book buying budget down.
All right.
Grayson says,
The
"Yo."
chat just came up. The chat just came up for me, and Grayson just showed up.
Yep, Grayson says, "Yo." Junkman said, "Is Eddie Scruffy?" Who is Junkman? No, Scruffy Huffy, I think is Jeremy.
That's Jeremy.
Jeremy Huff. But who is Junkman that knows Eddie? Hmm. We're gonna put on
You want me to play the
my
music? You
Sherlock
want to play the
Holmes
music?
hat. I'm gonna go get my pipe and my Sherlock Holmes hat.
I'll go play the music.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you want to see this extra special book that got stolen? So
Handle with care.
it's an inch tall. It's tiny. And it is, let me see if I can get this up close on camera.
You got it right there. Stay there. Stay
It
there.
is the Bible in miniature, a concise history of the Old and New Testaments, published in London in 1780. So it's a little miniature Bible history book. Let me see if I can show you a few of the illustrations. Let's see. Let's see.
And even though you paid 300 for it, and that is the current value, what is the value of a miniature Bible like this?
Um, I don't know, 300 to 500 maybe. It was an eBay auction and there
Mhm.
was a lot of viewers, so it didn't sell cheap. But
How did they
for
ship that to you?
I think they put it between squashed it between cardboard and then put it in a bubble mailer. Actually came from the UK. UK
Mm.
has all the best books. I really need to try take a trip to England or
Well, you
somewhere.
have Paper Gold members who live there that you could reach out to.
I know, but I would love to go to the bookstores. Scruffy Hovey says, "Yep, Jeremy treasured tomes is Forrest, aka Connie 73." Junkman says that's the $100 a gram. Let's see, that's like $100 a gram, more expensive than Coke or something.
But
Yeah,
you get a bigger high out of it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it is kind of obnoxious to pay $300 for something this tiny, but it's 1780 miniature Bible. Like, how cool is that? I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Max doesn't quite understand my aversion for fancy leather bindings either, but I think that's what makes me a good seller is I collect what this kind of stuff I sell. So, when Max says, "Oh, look at this cool book," he would never consider keeping it for himself, unless it's an art book.
No, I mean I love books like you.
Hmm.
Um, but I do like the hunt more than the buy.
Yeah. Hmm. Are there any books you own right now that you will never sell?
No, I'll
None?
sell everything. Yeah.
What?
You've asked me this before. There's probably
Yeah.
two books, maybe three that I would love to own,
Hmm.
and I would own them for a long time, but I would
Yeah.
give them
Yeah.
up. One would be a true first edition of Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo.
Hmm.
The second one would be a true first edition of The Catcher in the Rye, J.D. Salinger. Um, and maybe the third one would be the first American edition, not the French edition by Pierre Bouillet of Planet of the Apes. Those are probably the three that I would love to have.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, and see, I have the opposite issue. Like, I want to own every miniature
Yeah.
book. I want to own every fancy leather binding. But I think I am getting pretty good, especially with Whatnot. Is like the stuff I collect is the stuff that sells good. So, it's getting easier to let it go because I know everyone else wants it too. So, can't keep it all for myself.
Mm-mm.
Scruffy Huffy says elephant book lives here forever. Yeah, Jeremy about 3 months ago bought an elephant
Mm-hmm.
hide binding from
I
me.
remember
Very,
those books.
very unique. I have one in my personal
Mm-hmm.
collection too. Pretty cool. Grayson says I'm less interested in the pristine bindings. I don't mind somewhere it adds character. Yeah, I will say for older books, especially stuff from the 1700s and earlier, it's fine. Um, but otherwise, I don't know. I guess I just I like books that are in pristine condition. You know, I don't want the cover hinges splitting or the covers falling off. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to condition. And I would say, especially same with the modern first edition people, they want the most pristine dust jacket, unclipped. They don't want any markings whatsoever. So, Junkman says T-shirt versus snowbound booksellers. I think I'm the snowbound bookseller. You're the T-shirt bookseller, I guess.
78 and breezy today.
Yeah. So what are some of your crazy themed whatnot shows coming up?
Oh, I have a sci-fi show. I haven't done that in a long time. I have a
Are
sci-fi.
you doing bundles?
I don't know. It's a very unique collection. There is a Dune, first edition Dune,
Ooh, that's
or
cool.
let me say early printing Dune. Um, there's also some 1970s and 80s sci-fi fanzines, which are they never come up to market, hard to find.
Yeah.
So we're going to sell some of those. I also have a firearms whatnot only show coming up, all books on firearms. So those are my two serious theme shows. Um, and I'm already planning the next jaw dropper for January 14th at
Yeah.
6 p.m. My fourth one.
Yep. January 10th at 6 p.m.
Mhm. 14th, January 14th.
I know.
You
I like
always
to
get
get.
the dates wrong on
I
purpose.
accidentally did it last time. I accidentally did it last time.
Um,
Also,
and,
you're planning an antique show here at the end of the month, right?
mhm.
I think it's the 29th.
Yeah, at an antique store that had closed down. They
Yeah.
had closed for business. Um, I knew the owners. They talked to me about selling for them. I went there the other day. They opened up the doors, and we're going to sell everything we can. It might take more than one show, but it's an unbelievable South Florida where all the snowbirds come. South Florida antique store, and
Yeah.
I already have about 10 or 12 items listed online. So if you want to get an idea of what's there, a lot of unique items are already listed online.
And maybe one of the things we should bring up quick is me and Max both have been doing consignment with different buyers. So if you see his jaw-dropping show and you want to consign something with
Mhm.
it, definitely reach out to him or me. I'm doing another big show on January 3rd.
The first week.
Is it January 6th. It's the first Tuesday in January. So if you want to consign
Mhm.
anything with us, I think we both have been doing a lot of
Yeah,
consignments
yeah.
of the higher end
Kevin
stuff.
Parr just
Yep.
sent me that 1604 book that did
Yep.
fantastic. But yeah, Kent and I are always open to that.
I mean, whether you have one really high end book or a truckload or a building full of books, we could definitely,
We will come visit you for a truckload though.
yeah, for a bus load maybe. But yeah, we're definitely always open to consignment. We could you can ship us pallets, you can ship us boxes. Definitely something we're willing to do. Let's see. Oh shoot, I need to scroll down. Bum, 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 bum. If your books are being stolen, it's good stuff. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It's a good one.
Yeah, Grayson
Uh,
said something about me and whatnot. I'm not sure what he means.
Online Max, let's see. By online, do you mean on whatnot? Yep. And Grayson actually just put in the chat that he
Mhm.
did consignment with me. Yep. He mailed me several books. I did some on eBay, some on whatnot in the last
And
couple weekends.
Addie's in the chat.
Addie, what's up, Addie? How are you tonight? Addie's back on whatnot. She did a DVD sale a few days ago.
And I thought I saw in Discord she's going to be downloading her inventory to Whatnot or something of that nature. We may have to have her back on to explain that.
Yeah, there's some new cross-listing programs that will finally let you take your eBay. I don't know about maybe even your, well, probably just your eBay inventory over to whatnot.
Mhm.
At some point, me and you do need to do a little dive into the AI listing tools. Um, I know we're not like super excited about using them, but I know other people that it all you have to do basically is put up the, I assume you have to take the pictures and maybe the price and maybe a few other details you want in your listings. But it's doing the item specifics, it's doing the AI generated
Right.
descriptions and the titles. That is the thing about AI that I think for sure would be better is to use an AI generated title because that's going to scrape the data for what's sold and get you the best title
Mhm.
for that book and the best keywords. So that probably is smart. But eventually, me and you do need to give that a try. Let's see. Grayson says you said the antiques you were consigning are online. Yep, he's going to be doing a whatnot show
Oh
on
yeah.
December
Yeah.
29th.
Mhm.
Yep. The only reason I'm hesitant to do antiques and stuff is it's going to be priority ground shipping and again breakable shit I hate dealing with. You have a cookie jar. I sold two cookie jars about a
I
year ago
sold
on
them for
whatnot.
you. Didn't I
Uh,
sell some cookie jars
yeah,
for you?
yeah. You sold some ceramic stuff, but I
Yeah.
sold two cookie jars on
Yeah.
my page, and they both got broken shipping. I thought I packed them extremely securely, but apparently not. Where are you gonna sell them all? I'm interested. Kent, did you see my message? Nope, I didn't, Grayson. I will check that out. I assume it's in Discord. Addie says, yes, we are diversifying as much as possible. Yep. Me and Max aren't too um disturbed by the whole Amazon FBA thing, but I think that you know what that might definitely affect for sure the eBay market is the Amazon FBA. So many of the big sellers, and even small like mom and pop sellers that have to switch away from Amazon FBA because it's no longer a viable option.
I
And
do want to
it's
I want to add this real quick. There are
mhm.
four paper golders selling right now at the same time on Whatnot.
Wow, who are they?
We have The Hobbit, we have Stage Diva, we have Wardell, of course,
Yep, yeah.
and one of our newest paper golders is already on Whatnot. It took them less than 3 days. Northwest Book Rescue, whom Addie might know. Addie might know Northwest Book Rescue.
Interesting. They just joined this week.
They joined Paper Gold. I did some work for them a couple years ago, some consultation work, and they
Okay.
reached back out to me. And if you look at their thumbnail, you'll see how beautiful those books are.
Yeah. Rare Books USA has a good question for you, Max. Can
Mhm.
you update us on your promoted listing experiment and dropping the percentage?
Yeah, I will actually talk about that. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday, we're going to be talking about that. And then in about another month, you and I, me and you, will be doing our Clint Eastwoods for paper golders.
Okay.
And so I'm going to drop a whole, I know you and I will drop a whole bunch of knowledge there, but I would be remiss if I also didn't add 6 o'clock this Saturday night, Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern this Saturday night. You and I will be doing a whatnot only Zoom call for paper golders.
Yep.
No Amazon talk, no eBay talk, no Etsy talk, no Abe talk, no Macari talk, no Biblio talk.
What about Pango Books? Are we talking about Pango Books at
Pango, we
all?
will talk about.
Okay.
No, all whatnot, 6 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. The link will be in the Discord, and Kent and I we're going to be talking about everything, but we are going to teach you how to become premier sellers.
Yeah.
That is going
Yeah.
to be that's going to be the overall gist of the conversation. How to do it, what we had gone through, don't make the same mistakes Kent and I made.
But I think we'll also answer like the very
Yes,
basic
of course.
beginner questions because there's some people that still have not really paid attention to us when we talk about whatnot because they never really considered it and now they want to hop into it and need to know the most basic
Mhm.
strategy and listing stuff. Addie wants to know, is it Joel? The no, okay, no, not Joel. Max, we should probably wrap things up here soon, but we got 2 more weeks till the end of the year. So are we gonna do a YouTube special video talking about like our wrap ups of how
Like
our
we
year
did
went
last year. Yep. Yep.
and post that
Hmm.
separate like as a standalone video, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, we did it last year. We did it twice. We did it on Pick Our Brains and we made a standalone. So we
Okay.
can do one if you want,
We could
or
maybe
we
because
can,
the 29th is a Monday, or do
yeah.
you want to wait till the 5th? Because we could do like some kind of yearly wrap up on the
I'd
29th.
rather do the fifth only because I want to give the truest, most transparent account.
Yeah. And actually me and Max were just talking about our overall whatnot and eBay numbers and my whatnot did take over my eBay this year, despite having a late start 3 months into the year. And I will say, I anticipate my 2026 eBay number to be
Minimal,
very
minimal,
close to zero. Not
minimal,
zero, but
minimal.
it's gonna go from a few 100,000 to like almost nothing. I'm gonna keep it going, but it's I haven't done any eBay listing, any eBay auctions in 3 weeks, and I might start doing them like once a month. But I'm gonna keep my eBay alive and keep it going.
I hope that our followers, the people who are listening to us, the paper golders, I hope they're heeding the warning of our success and understanding the market is changing.
Yeah. Well, I still love eBay. And if it wasn't for whatnot, I would still be pushing eBay hard and doing excellent on eBay. I hate promoted listings. I hate what eBay's doing with promoted listings. But for you, it's been a game changer to do promoted listings, and your sales on eBay are as good as they've ever
Mhm,
been because of that.
mhm.
So it does work, but I hate the idea of paying 25 or
Pay to play,
18%.
pay
Yeah,
to play.
yeah. It's just I will continue to do eBay, but it's definitely going to be um I mean, it already has the last 2 months have has been very, very different. My 30 and 90 day number on eBay is dwindling. But I will continue to do it. I have to. You have to keep it alive because you
Mhm.
never know what
You
the
never
future
know.
what market is or the bookstore market or anything. So, and actually I do want to I'm getting on a couple wait lists for getting antique booths at a couple antique stores. Junkman says, ending with Bob Dylan, the times they are a changing. That's perfect. Any last comments, questions, concerns?
Yes, I just got a text message.
Okay.
Some of you may or may not remember I was working on a book with fellow paper golder Nick.
Hmm.
A Time Life, everything you need to know about the Time Life books.
Yeah.
And I just got a text from Nick that the final files will be ready shortly this evening with
Wow.
with,
And it will
with the cover
be,
design and everything.
and it's going to be ready for people to purchase.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, we will have to remind me. We'll start the show next week.
Thursday. Well, yeah, and Thursday night
Yeah,
too.
and Thursday. Yeah, but next pick our brains.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit. All right. Is that all?
Isn't that enough?
Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We will see you next Monday and probably the Monday after that. Probably the Monday after that. I don't have any crazy Monday plans.